Okay, morning folks, and welcome to the club flying briefing on Tuesday the 3rd of November. Right, see I've got a coat on because it feels a bit cold out at the moment. What we've essentially got, if you look, just go back one overnight, this little developing system here that shot through gave us what is more like cold front features, and then is bringing in this behind it sort of fresh westerly, northwesterly airflow, and you can see from the direction it's dragging in cold air. It's pretty unstable. Air mass, certainly looking at building showers in various places. You can see the isobars also are quite tightly packed together, so the wind's going to be fairly fresh. Let's look at what Farnborough are saying in terms of the TAF for the day. So they're saying 250 knots, 250 degrees, 12 knots, 10 kVs scattered at 2.5. Don't think it's quite that out there. That's scattered at 500 feet maybe, but yeah, it's probably about 10, 12 knots from the west at the moment. Then tempo between 9 and 10, 7,000 meters showers and rain broken at 1,200 feet. Well, you'll see in a second where that's coming from. And then this afternoon, tempo between 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock, 270 degrees, 16 gusting 26 with showers and rain. That's the only place that's sort of showing that forecast for the afternoon. Occasional showers. Most other forecasts seem to show it being fairly dry this afternoon, but breezy. So upper winds, slightly more northwesterly, 280, 290, 25 to 30 knots, folks. So it's going to be fairly windy. Things are whistling through at the moment when we're looking at the progress of the showers and the fronts and the cloud as well. So if you look at the sat pic, you can see that was that little swirling area of developing low pressure, cleared through with quite a sort of abrupt line here. Quite a change in air mass and a change in temperature. The temperature went from about 9 or 10 degrees down to about 1 or 2 degrees fairly quickly here this morning. And the other important thing you can see is this bright bit here. These are showers out to the west, and you can see that on the rainfall radar. There they are. Now, it's trying to track their exact movement. I think it's going to track just slightly to the south of us, but who knows, it may build. We may clip the edge of this and we get some showers within the next hour. But after that, it looks reasonably clear out behind it. Nothing major. We might be really unlucky and get a shower. As I said about temperature today, it's going to feel fairly cold out there. Currently, the temperature is about 5 degrees and the wind chill is 1. So that wind will certainly knock a few degrees off the temperature. So they're sort of saying 9, 10 degrees here today. It'll feel more like about 6 to 8 degrees, I think at best. It's going to feel pretty cold. So it'll be the kind of day where after a couple of hours you want to come in and have a cup of tea, which won't be a bad idea. Top Meteo showing a sort of drier forecast, really. This is 10 o'clock. You can see these showers out to the west, but that just dries out. And potential for a little bit of soaring cloud base, 2,500 to 3,000 feet, but very, very strong winds, folks. You're going to drift fairly quickly off the top of a winch launch back towards the airspace if you do catch a thermal. Cloud amounts. Again, they're sort of showing the cumulus developing and then thinning out as the afternoon goes on. So it should be a nice afternoon. That's not showing any sign of shower activity. I think if there is any shower activity, it's going to be further out to the west of us and to the north of us. Okay, so should be quite a nice day. fresh wind. Unfortunately, I think we might have a little wait before the showers go through, but I'm sure we'll get going sometime this morning. Airspace wise, nothing locally really that we can see on the NOTAMs when we've taken out all the sort of irrelevant stuff. So fairly quiet for today and tomorrow. But unfortunately, that's not the case with movements.
Just tracking the one at the moment.
Okay, so we know potentially 4. Was it 3?
At the moment, 1 flight plan for an EasyJet in at 11:20.
Yeah.
Got King Air that's on its way in for 10, and then departing at 11.
Yeah.
There might be a 727 inbound as well.
Yeah. So probably 3, potentially 4. So a busy day. We'll set up in a way that allows us to clear off the runway quickly. So we'll be set up at the intersection of 27 and 23. The grass, I would imagine, with the amount of rain we've had in the last week, is fairly grim.
It dried out yesterday, but then it rained again last night.
Yeah. So we'll brief at the launch point on how we're going to operate to try and minimise the use of the grass. We'll have a forward launch point and probably landing on the runway. Be careful when you're towing out, just around the edges of the Perry track, because it is pretty soggy there. It might be worth just towing to the runway and then down first thing to minimise the sort of time on the grass. Okay, folks, so we'll see you in the clubhouse and hopefully set up when it looks like it's flyable.